Hi, my name is Ann Morgan, and I'll be hosting tonight along with the rest of our team. And we want to welcome all of you. We're glad you're here tonight, and we're glad it turned out to be sunny and not rainy. So I hope you enjoyed your picnics. We work hard to make these meetings meaningful and efficient, and we couldn't do it without all the volunteers. So thank you to all of the volunteers that work tonight and throughout the year. And a shout out to Karen Schrader, who stepped up to help back up our membership administration. Brave soul that she is. She is great. And so thank you, Karen, for that. We have another opportunity that we talked about a little bit last time, but I learned a little bit more about it. And it's posting. One of them is to post pictures to our private facing page for social media. And you don't have to take the pictures. So what it entails is about 30 minutes once a quarter. So it's not a big time commitment. It's a great way to do a service. And if you are interested and you're on social media, let us know. We would love to have you do that for us. And also the public facing page, there are some posts and content generation that we do that you could help with there as well, or it can be two different people. All right. We want to thank Yenny Bexel. Yenny, are you here tonight? I don't think so. Okay. We want to thank Yenny Bexel of Spot. She has been our sponsor since day one. Yenny, we want to thank her. Because of her, 100% of your donations go to the nonprofit. So thank you to Yenny. And also the Door County Community Foundation, we're really grateful to them because they facilitate our payment processing. And the big thing for the nonprofits is that they receive 2 checks from us as opposed to 400 plus checks that they have to process. And so it's a huge administrative relief for the nonprofit. So we're very thankful to the Door County Community Foundation as well. All right. So tonight we're going to have listen to our nonprofit presentations and have a business update. We'll hear hopefully from the prior award recipient. Yay! Mike Goldstein's here to give us a presentation and on the Door County Fire Chiefs Association. And we'll do a drawing for the next quarter and announce awards. Okay, our goal is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful impact in our community. And this is supported by our core values, which can be remembered by community first. And I invite you to look at them on our website in more depth because they've really been instrumental in helping us to get to where we are today. With that, we're going to move on to the nonprofit presentations. And as you listen to the presentations tonight, please think about questions because when we ask questions and we learn more, it better informs our decision about who to vote for, and it tells us more about the nonprofit, and it helps the nonprofit to be able to tell more about what they're doing and how they're going to use the funds. Our presenters tonight are being brave, and they're coming before you to tell you about something an organization that they're very passionate about and want to share with you. So please give them your full attention. Big rounds of applause. And with that, I'd like to introduce our first presenter, Susan Horner, presenting for Door County Bridges. Welcome, Susan.
Good evening, fabulous 100 plus women who care. It is so wonderful to see you all here tonight and welcome those at home. My name is Susan Horner. I am a member of this incredible group for several years. I love talking with people, but quite honestly, being in front of an audience gets me nervous. So I hope you don't mind if I, check my notes so we don't miss a thing. I am truly honored and beyond excited to present Door County Bridges, an extremely vital organization that has been close to my heart for over 12 years. From Sturgeon Bay to Washington Island, more than 500 international students come to Door County each summer through the J1 Summer Work Travel Program. It was started by the United States Department in 1969 to promote international understanding. Students experience American culture, help local businesses, and build friendships between nations. You've likely been in contact with them dining out, shopping, checking into hotels, or grabbing coffee, but hopefully not in contact while driving at night, as it is dark and hard to see them on the side of the roads as they come home from work, right? They are your cooks, servers, housekeepers, bartenders, baristas, clerks, and more. Quite simply, local businesses could not survive without them. And us too. At that, we might leave us at home cooking for ourselves and making our own lattes. And then for our guests who are staying with us also. Yikes. Okay, now imagine you're 20 years old, you leave your family and fly thousands of miles to a strange place that's called Wisconsin. You know no one, are working long hours and hoping for a safe, successful summer. That's where Door County Bridges comes in. In 1997, several churches joined together to reach out and support all of these J1 students, recognizing that no one was caring for them. Since then, we have welcomed students from more than 70 countries, Albania, Turkey, Jamaica, Ukraine, to name a few. We offer fun, free weekly activities, connecting them with host families and providing practical support to create a safe haven here, and one that we hope they'll want to return to next year. This summer, we've already held a huge welcome event, a fish fry in Gills Rock with games and crafts in the park, a kayaking and paella event that served 150 students, and last week was a super fun Christmas in July. And at the Sawyer Barn right up the road, really cool. Segues for our sports night is coming up. What makes Bridges especially unique is that every person involved is a volunteer. Over 100 of us partner with local churches, the U.S. State Department, Destination Door County, Gibraltar High School, and more than 100 employers throughout the door, allowing 100% of every dollar donated to go to outreach. Tonight, we're asking for your support for a specific purpose: student safety. For many students, a bicycle is their only transportation to and from work, often late at night on dark Door County roads. Many bikes are in need of repair and lack proper lights or reflective equipment. If Door County Bridges receives our top award, we will repair bicycles, purchase bike lights and helmets, install reflective tape, provide reflective backpacks that hold a plethora of essential items, and have the funds to continue our large events and improve the technology that keeps students, volunteers, employers, and our community connected. As parents and grandparents, I think most of us would sleep better at night knowing if our own were 1,000 miles away from home, someone was caring enough to look after them so they can thrive and be brought home safely. That's exactly what Door County Bridges does. Thank you for your generosity and all you do. Please vote for Door County Bridges. I, along with the 500 students that help our community thrive, would be truly grateful for your vote tonight. Also, in closing, please visit dcbridges.org to donate personally or explore volunteer opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Susan. So before we introduce Warren, just a few comments. A reminder that we have 5 minutes for the Q&A, and we do use a timer to be fair to each nonprofit. I think most of you have been here before and know that. And in fairness to all our presenters this evening, please ask questions only during this Q&A session, and no testimonials, please. Please also try and keep the questions succinct so that nonprofits can use their allotted time to provide more information. And lastly, as Anne shared before Susan spoke, your questions are really important because they help us better understand the nonprofit, how the funds will be used, and to help us all make better informed voting decisions. So with that, I'm pleased to welcome Executive Director Warren Full to answer your questions. Who's got the first question?
Thank you.
Hold on one second. Thank you. Warren, could you give us a little more information or shed some light on the students, a little bit more about
from, and then how did they get here?
Great question. So they're all students who are in college. If you're on a J1 visa, which is the majority of the students that we serve, we also do serve some who are on an H2B visa. But the J1, primarily, they're college students. They have to have an English proficiency, at least enough to be able to come in and work here. So they come from many different countries and they work with an organization. There's probably 7 or 8 organizations that will match the student with an employer. So we have the State Department, we have this matching organization, and then they then apply. They normally will pick 2 or 3 different countries, and ultimately the matching organization will select the country that they come, the state that they come to. And again, we've had them all the way from Azerbaijan to Zimbabwe. It's amazing. We love it.
2 questions. How can one go about donating, per se, like a bicycle and a helmet?
Yeah.
And the other question is, how do you arrange host homes for the students?
So to answer the second question, the employer is responsible to give them housing. So we do nothing with housing. We'll help them if they have problems with their housing, but we are not responsible for that. And with regards to the bicycles, we used to give bicycles to every student. Our insurance company stopped us because of liability. So what we do is we encourage families to go to a place of employment that you visit on a regular basis and say, hey, I've got a bicycle, I'd like to donate it. Because if I donate it from Bridges and they get into an accident, we have liability issues. That was a great question. Thank you.
What is the responsibilities of the employers?
So the employer basically, as they work with the State Department, they have 2 things. They have to give them a job and they have to give them housing. But the program, as Susan said, is a work and cultural experience. They're supposed to give them opportunity to experience America. That's really the beauty of Door County Bridges is most employers are so busy working, they don't have that time. Now, many businesses do a great job, but many just don't have time. So we come and we work with the employer, and that way when we take them to Walmart or Target or we go hiking with them, they get a chance to experience America. I would not say that's the best of America in Walmart and Target, but it's a great beginning.
On your website, you say that you are a Christian ministry
Yes.
and that your group social events bring them with the love of Christ. Now, I'm sure that many of these students have different religious backgrounds.
Absolutely.
So how are you handling that?
Yeah, so that is a great question. We serve any student who comes, whether they are atheist, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim. When we have any of our food events, we make sure that we have food that will care for their own personal beliefs. So the students that we serve, it has nothing to do with their faith background. It's kind of like a church who has a food pantry. Obviously, they want to help a person who is without food and has food challenges, but they do that out of their love because they want to care for people. So what we do is, so each event is actually sponsored by normally 2 churches. One of the great things about Door County Bridges is that we get to hear their story of faith or lack of faith. And then because they're in our home, they get a chance to watch us. We may bow our head and say a prayer. And the pastor of the church will sometimes each time we have an event, they will tell a little bit of their own personal story, which many times includes their faith. But no one is forced to. It isn't like, hey, everybody, if you want to eat dinner, you gotta bow your head and pray with us. We don't do that at all. It's an opportunity to exchange ideas, and that's the thing I love about it, is I've learned so much about many different students from different backgrounds. Thank you for the question. 20 seconds.
Tell us, please, where your funding comes from.
Churches, foundations, individuals, and anybody who would like to write a big fat check. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thanks for all the great questions. Ooh, there we go. There was our timer. Okay, so next up is Door County Secret Santa, and here to present is Joan Cram. Please welcome Joan.
Hello, everybody. I would just want to say I'm very excited to once again present tonight for Door County Secret Santa. Last time I presented for them, so many of you had never heard of this wonderful organization. But since then, word has spread about this wonderful charity, in part due to this great group of women. For those who don't know, Secret Santa helps our fellow Door County residences who are in need of help with their heating costs. Door County Secret Santa began 15 years ago in 2011 when Jane Lee was inspired by a Hallmark Christmas movie, Secret Santa, about a man who anonymously gives practical gifts to needy people in town. The movie led Jane and her daughter, Jennifer Davis, who's here tonight, to start something in Door County. They thought a lot about what they could do that would be something tangible and meaningful that people here needed, that they could raise money for and then secretly gift. They decided on winter heating costs. That first year, they raised $511 from a cup they put on the counter of their coffee shop. They asked a pastor friend if he knew of a family who could really use $500 credit toward their heating bill. He gave it some thought, gave them a name, and then Jennifer and her mom paid the heating company. They wrapped the paid receipt in a nice Christmas box and dropped it off saying something like, "Santa asked us to deliver this. Merry Christmas." That giving set in motion what Door County Secret Santa has become today, raising enough money each year to gift between 45 to 60 families a year. Since its inception, they have been able to assist approximately 675 local families with their winter heating costs. Whether it's a tank of propane or an electric bill, 100% of the money raised goes to Door County families in need. For the first 11 years, Secret Santa gifted $500 towards heating costs. And now with their increased visibility, they've been able to increase that amount to $750 per family. The year that they received money from us, they were able to help 90 families. Their nomination process is straightforward. Individuals and families are nominated by neighbors, friends, churches, guidance counselors, etc. They provide the names, address, of their heating company. They don't require any further criteria, trusting that the nominating party's heart is in the right place by reaching out on behalf of the recipient. They don't judge whether someone has fallen on hard times due to circumstances either beyond or within their control. Gifting does not only have to be at Christmas time either. If someone is in need, Secret Santa wants to help. More and more families have fallen on hard times with rising inflation on all goods across the board. Secret Santa relies entirely on donations, which determine how many families can be helped. Blues on the Bay is their main annual fundraiser, and various businesses help out when they are able. In the future, Secret Santa hopes to expand its mission by providing for other practical needs in our community. Winning the main award tonight will give peace of mind to at least 20 more struggling Door County families. Together, we can make a big difference for so many of our neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. So I'm pleased to introduce Jennifer Davis, and her official title is Door County Secret Santa Elf. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
I just want to know when Blue is coming this year.
Saturday, August 29th. It's always the weekend before Labor Day weekend. Yep. From 12 to 7 in Ellison Bay Community Park.
I think I read on the information that you focus on families in Northern Door. Is that still the case?
Yeah, we try to stay north of Sturgeon Bay, but so many of our residents have had to move to Sturgeon Bay in order to live up here. So I find more, we're helping more families in Sturgeon Bay more than we have in the past.
I have a question. How do you find people who need this assistance?
So we have developed kind of a great deal of connections over the years with various churches, organizations, and even the heating companies themselves. We have, what do we have? Lakes Gas, Feral Gas, 6 or 7 of them. And we can call them, our contacts there, and they will know like who's struggling. If we have extra money that we haven't given out that year, that's great. So community members, neighbors, friends. Guidance counselors.
It would times besides the holidays. When is it that, like, are you doing it in the fall? How is that if it's just for heating?
We don't have, it's not a specific window of time. If we receive a call that someone needs our help, we'll help.
Is there an income eligibility for?
There isn't. Nope. We trust that if someone's being nominated by these individuals, there's good reason.
Behind you.
If someone's nominated, but they want to reject it, they don't feel comfortable taking that gift, are they able to?
Absolutely. Yep. And often people, if they find themselves in a better position in following years, then they, pay it forward.
And sometimes do you give wood also, or
We
something?
have, not
You have?
recently.
Okay, how
It's
do you
been,
decide what to give?
like,
how do you decide if they you give
like how they heat their home?
Yes.
So the nominating party will tell us if they know. If they don't know, we can kind of call all of our contacts and ask if they're a customer, or the few times that we have given wood, which is rare, but then we'll have people in the community that'll help us out with that as well.
I have two questions. How do people find out about you? And can a family be supported more than one time?
Yes, so people find out about us mainly from word of mouth, and thanks to you all through your word of mouth as well. So please tell people you know about us if they haven't heard of us already. And yeah, people have been helped multiple times, depending on their circumstance, whether that's poverty, as we know is hard to get out of on its own, or if they have a disability, that happens too. Mm-hmm.
How do you determine the dollar value of each grant?
So we just keep it the same for everyone. Everyone receives $750 per household, which usually covers, more than a tank of propane. It'll get people through kind of the hardest winter months. That's how we came up with that figure.
We have time for one quick question. I guess how do you nominate if we know someone who might need assistance?
Sure. Just you can reach out to us. We have our contact information is on a Facebook page. So people usually just either reach out through phone, email, that kind of thing. And that's how we know. Yep. Is that it? Okay.
Thank you very much. I think we set a record with the most questions ever asked in our 5 minutes. So way to go on being succinct. Jennifer was rapid fire there. Okay, so next up is the Door County Environmental Council. And here to present is Molly Ritchie. Please welcome Molly.
Greetings, fellow Door County residents. What is Door County without clean water? Without the clear waters of Lake Michigan and Green Bay, without our inland lakes, streams, and wetlands, without the shoreline that has inspired generations, the answer is simple. It isn't the Door County we know and love. Clean water isn't just an environmental issue. It's the foundation of Door County's identity, economy, and way of life. The Door County Environmental Council protects the very reason people choose to live, visit, and invest in Door County. Every one of us has a favorite view in Door County. Perhaps it's watching the sunrise over Lake Michigan or sunsetting across the waters of Green Bay, the dramatic cliffs at Cave Point, a quiet morning on Kangaroo or Clark Lake, children skipping stones along the shoreline, grandchildren catching their first fish, or just enjoying the peaceful beauty of our inland lakes, rivers, and streams. These aren't just beautiful places, they're the heart of Door County. Now imagine them diminished. Imagine beaches closed because the water is unsafe. Imagine algae replacing the clean water. Imagine fewer visitors filling our restaurants, shops, marinas, and motels because the natural beauty that draws millions here each year has been lost. Imagine property values declining because the clean white water that defines Door County is no longer something that we can take for granted. The reality is simple. If we lose our water quality, we lose far more than scenery. We jeopardize our tourism industry. We weaken our real estate market. We diminish the quality of life that Door County is the most extraordinary place in America to live, work, and visit. The Door County Environmental Council was founded in 1969, incorporated as a nonprofit organization in 71, and has been in existence for 55 years. Their mission is to preserve and protect Door County's natural resources through advocacy, education, and action. Causes the Environmental Council supports include reducing water pollution for safe and clean drinking water, surface and groundwater testing and monitoring, reducing non-point pollution, implementing best practices in agriculture, concentrated animal feeding operation regulation, reducing phosphorus runoff, protecting wetlands and waterways, renewable energy, and identifying and protecting endangered species. The Door County Environmental Council consists of 7 board members and 3 part-time paid staff, an executive director, a communications director, and a bookkeeper, and operates on a budget of approximately $60,000. The budget includes membership expenses, speaker programs, a quarterly newsletter, office space rental, and subcontractor expenses. Some of the Environmental Council's noteworthy accomplishments include successful legal action against the developers of a large-scale coal-fired power plant produced for the Sturgeon Bay Ship Canal during the early 70s. That led to the formation of the Door County Environmental Council. In 1987, the Environmental Council founded Door County Land Trust, now a separate organization working with private landowners to preserve land. The Environmental Council successfully worked to secure federal listing of the Hines emerald dragonfly as an endangered species and was also one of the petitioners for the dwarf lake iris for the same status. More recently, advocacy by the Environmental Council halted an amendment to Heartland 10 zoning in the town of Liberty Grove. Liberty Grove's proposed text amendment sought to allow auto, marine repair, and trade contractor establishments as standalone uses in the zoning district classification. However, following intense pushback from local residents and the Door County Environmental Council, including a proposed centralized light industrial park alternative, Door County rejected the amendment. And the Environmental Council continues to fight in opposition to another new and expanding concentrated animal feeding operation, as well as working with UW-Oshkosh to have water tested for E. coli at more Door County beaches and monitoring the phosphorus levels at other Door County sites. The work of the Door County Environmental Council is so important. A donation from 100+ Door County Women Who Care will enhance their Environmental Council's ability to sustain their position as a voice in our community. Today, the Door County Environmental Council is asking for your vote, not simply as an organization, but to invest in the future of Door County.
Thank you, Molly. And so here to answer your Q&A, we're please welcome Executive Director Mike Barkey. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. And so I'll answer questions if you have some.
Hi, I was wondering which other environmental groups that you connect with in terms of your work here.
Yeah, we've worked together with several organizations. Climate Change Coalition is one of them. Clean Water Action Council, that's in Green Bay. around the area. I was surprised when I looked at the philanthropy issue of Door County that they listed, I think, 20 or 24 different environmental groups, from master gardeners to all kinds of things, including Door County Environmental Council. So all of them we do. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to ask the same question, but in follow up of that, what makes you unique? What is it that the Environmental Council is doing that nobody else is currently doing?
I think it's advocacy, and that's not fun. Going to town meetings, committee meetings, at county meetings and things, and argue a point for the environment. We don't make a lot of friends sometimes, and sometimes we make a lot of enemies when we come in. We hope that's not the case, but sometimes that's the result. We try and stand up for the environment here in Door County.
A dual question: how do you get most of your funding? And as it relates to advocacy, my understanding is that's also the primary focus of the Climate Coalition. How do you differ?
I don't want to take a hit of any other organization, but sometimes I think some of the other environmental groups and others don't want to be controversial. They'll hold back because they're concerned about their membership and the views of their membership. I think that means less to us because we are representing the environment. And I'm trying to remember the first part of your question was Climate Change Coalition. Was that? We have overlap. There's no doubt about that. Yes.
No, it was how are you funded?
Oh, we're funded mostly from membership fees and also from small grants that we obtain, anywhere from a couple $1,000s from Cellcom up to there's a foundation, it's Archibald Douglas, that we've been able to pretty consistently get funding for it. So those are the two primary sources for us.
What are your strategies and tactics on CAFO?
Oh boy, we could talk for a long time on that one, but I think everybody saw the media that covered the CAFO application last November, and just the 1st of July or thereabouts, they got their permit to open up as the third CAFO in Door County. I think because we have such thin soils, we're not blessed with deep soil here, especially the further north you go in Door County. And the karst topography underneath is very porous and cracked, and rainwater and spills get very quickly into the groundwater, into our wells and into our streams. So that's one thing we really have to be careful about.
Since your involvement, what do you see as your greatest success as an organization?
I think our battle against the CAFOs, and it's a very difficult one because there's very little success. I don't think that the DNR has ever turned down a CAFO, a factory farm, industrial farm, as far as a permit. But we've been able to get some concessions as far as the permit that they've gotten, and that's helped a bit. But it's very difficult, very difficult. There are 370 CAFOs in the state of Wisconsin, but it's not like Iowa where they have 13,000. So we don't want to be like Iowa when it comes to CAFOs. So that's well, CAFO is concentrated animal feeding operation, sometimes known as an agricultural industrial factory. So if you're a little bit more negative, I guess.
So I saw recently that there was a city in California that declared that trees have rights and can file lawsuits.
Yes.
Have you? I mean, I don't think it's that far fetched, right? It's a living being. So I guess my question is, have you guys thought about moving in that direction? And what do you think about that?
Personally, I've thought about it, but as an organization, no, I don't think we've had any discussion about that. But one of the things that we've been involved in was there are a lot of fishing tournaments in Sturgeon Bay. And one of the things that happens is fishers, when they're up here on the north end catching the fish, have to go all the way back to Sturgeon Bay for the weigh-in. And there have been some changes and some controversy there. But there is a way now that fishers can weigh on the water and save it and release their fish, because I think a lot of fishers were finding in Sturgeon Bay when they released them, if they caught them up in Egg Harbor or Sister Bay, they would not survive. So, okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks to all of our presenters. So time to vote. Just remember only one vote per team. We'll take a couple minutes here for people to vote and collect those ballots, and then we'll resume with Ann Morgan.
Okay, on to our business update. So since we started in July of 2018 through tonight's meeting, we'll have raised over $905,000 for 78 local nonprofits. Yes, well done. Well, and one of the things is we're thinking about it, and sometimes it's hard to imagine or understand the whole scale of what you all have accomplished here. And if you look around the room, this is about a quarter of the number of members that we have. So well done, you. Now, if you were here for that first meeting in July of 2018, I think there's a few of you here. Could you stand up, please? All right. So we have had 33 quarterly events. So $100 times 33. So $3,300 all of you have invested over the time that you've been members, and you've had a return of $905,000. So well done. So we have quite a few new members since last time. Could you stand if you're here tonight, please, so we can welcome you? Thank you to all of you who refer new members. That's wonderful. It's a big way that we get new members. Okay, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to the social team for their update. To Susie Cotter. Welcome, Susie. Thank you.
I'm gonna check on something. Okay, good. Okay, so short and sweet. We want to remind you about our 5th annual Sunset Cruise, which will be Tuesday, September 8th. I will resend that email out tomorrow. That'll give you the direct link to sign up in Sister Bay at the marina. Many of you have done that cruise. Can you raise your hand if you've been on the cruise before? It's a lot of fun, ladies. So all you new members, we just would love to have you. It's great. It's always, Labor Day's done. Your company's gone home. We get to relax. We get to get out on the boat. So the information on that, we get a great discount. Make sure you put the discount code in at 100+. Again, you can go on the website and look down at social opportunities and find that. And you'll also receive the email. So please get signed up. It does, it's open to the public as well. There's just usually a handful of people maybe. But last year we had 100 members. So that was fantastic. So please sign up. And then just a reminder that Birch Creek, Tammy has had us set up with a lovely discounted ticket there for $24, and that discount code is women as well. They have beautiful music going on over there, so please check that out. And the last thing I just want to say is one of our members perhaps lost Pat Newbecker, right? She had dark tortoiseshell prescription sunglasses, and we've looked all over, and we just wondered if anybody might have picked up a pair of glasses that wasn't yours. So if you have, or you check them and you see you have somebody else's, or you can't see through those glasses, that might be hers. So you could bring them up here. Okay, ladies, thank you.
And I just want to add to that, she was checking in around 5 o'clock. So we were just kind of wondering, maybe when she said she possibly set them on a table at the registration and someone else picked them up. So if you could check, we'd appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so the next is our elevator pitch. And it's an easy way to tell people what the 100 plus is all about. It's a great way to remember it. And this is what it is. So let's say it all together. Do good, feel good, gather, have fun with the 100 plus WWC. And there's business cards up here, so feel free to grab some on the way out. And this slide is on our homepage. I call it my button slide. And it's great because the button to how to join, how to nominate a nonprofit, which is really easy, by the way. So check that out. If you're looking for how to donate online, and Bonnie Spielman of Hat Hat set us up with an online shop for 100 plus apparel. So check that out. And with that, we're going to turn to our returning nonprofit presentation. Door County Fire Chiefs Association received an award in April of 2025. And at the time, they received the matching grant of $5,000 along with our award. So they received a total of $21,901. And we want to thank Gloria Heck for nominating them. I don't know, is she here tonight? Where is she? Oh, right there. There she is. Okay, thank you, Gloria. And with that, please welcome Sister Bay and Liberty Grove Fire Department Fire Chief Mike Goldstone here to give us an update.
First of all, thank you very, very much for allowing me to be here. Again, I would very much like to thank Gloria Heck for nominating us not just once, but multiple times, until we eventually were able to be in the running for the award. Unfortunately, I was here a year ago. My public speaking hasn't gotten any better. I also forgot my glasses, so I can't read off my phone, and I forgot to comb my hair. But seriously, what your award, the 100 plus women, and what you have done for us as a fire department, the Fire Chiefs Association, has been incredible. So as you're probably aware, every fire department has different budget constraints. We have most of the money that we get goes towards maintaining the big red, hopefully red, shiny trucks. I don't like the yellow ones. So when it comes to things like AEDs or automatic external defibrillators, it can sometimes be something that's passed down the budget. And we, as fire chiefs, truly believe that one of the best things that we can do to assist the community is to have those AEDs in an area where they are quickly and easily accessible, or in the hands of people who know how to use them and are get the calls quickly and can be there in a matter of minutes. And that's what you guys have done for us. So what we had done with the $21,000 that we received is that $16,000 went to automatic external defibrillators. We did that. Thank you. So we did that in a way that we tried to balance it across the whole of the Door County community. So each department received about $1,000 to bolster their emergency medical responder program with AEDs or AED equipment. And the remaining money went to buy 3 AEDs that we have now placed in those. I hope someone sees them. We did post this on a Facebook post and included the 100 plus women, but we have portable AED stands now that we take to community events and that are placed around. So when we have those gatherings, Fall Fest, the Door County Fair, things like that, then everybody has the access to put those up. Now, they do have to ask, but we will bring them free of charge, but those are always available for use. And what they do is they allow at those large events for AEDs to be placed in a position where they are easily accessible, which is amazing. So thank you very much for that. The remaining $5,000 from the matching part of the grant, or not quite matching, but the additional grant, what we did with that is we actually gave that as the chiefs to the IST. The IST is the Incident Support Team. That is a truly wonderful organization that is made up of volunteers that support not only the fire departments when we have significant calls that require a lot of time, especially in either very cold weather or very hot weather, where the personnel get overworked. They become basically hungry and thirsty, and the IST team supports them. But the IST team doesn't just do that. What the IST team does, and I think this is even more important, is that they provide comfort and services to people that have been displaced from emergencies. So while we are taking care of the remnants of their lives physically, the IST does it mentally. They are there to support them. They give them direction. They have become basically the replacement for the Red Cross in many areas around here, and it is well needed. So your support and your money in going to support them was also a great boon for our community. So again, from my heart, I would like to say thank you so much for doing that. It is. And I just, from a personal note, would like to say it is truly wonderful to see organizations such as yours flourish. You do well, and you do seem to have fun at it. And that's the best part. You know, you get together, you have fun, and that's wonderful. And you do great for the community, and you've done very, very well for us. So I just want to say thank you to everyone here. It was been a big difference. Thank you to Gloria. She made a huge difference to us as well, and she's been a stalwart supporter of ours. So if I get invited back again in the future, hopefully my public speaking skills will have improved. But seriously, thank you very much. Did anyone want questions? Or? No questions. No questions. No questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mike. Okay, so just a few slides on the nonprofit update, and then we'll have our drawing for the next quarter. And then, of course, announcing the award recipients. Okay, so this quarter we have 25 nonprofits in the hat. We had 2 new nominations this quarter. And so the presenters this evening, or the nonprofits this evening, on average, waited in the hat 336 days, so a little less than a year. But what's interesting for trivia is that 2 of the nonprofits were actually pulled from the hat the very first time they were in the hat, whereas one of the nonprofits had waited a long time. So on average, it's a little less than a year. And so in terms of, we're always looking at the age of the hat. The age of the hat is, on average, nonprofits have waited 405 days. And so if you look in the light numbers at the trend, you can see that it's still a little bit of a young hat for us. Okay, so here's the list of nonprofits that are in the hat. You can see the 2 in blue were the 2 new nominations this quarter. And interestingly, both were nominated before, but they've been past their 3 years waiting, and they were nominated again. So in our red hat, we've got all of these slips of paper, and thank you to Mary Elke, who made sure that nobody was forgotten. So it's been validated. So I need someone in the front row, or the second row rather, to come up and pull from the hat. Pat, how about you? Oops. Okay, first one up, stay up here, Pat, is Do Good Door County. Second up is Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Door County. Pat, you get to do all 3, Pat. Dig around. Okay, and last and not least is Door County Cradle to Career. Congratulations. Okay. So tonight's awards, it's amazing, right? So a little over 37,000 is the estimate in total. And this is always my chance to remind all of you that the nonprofits don't get paid until all of you have paid. So it's your incentive to please get your checks in or sign up for direct deposit, whatever, and make it even easier for the team to collect all the information. So the main award goes to this pink slip of paper, which says, "Congratulations to Door County Secret Santa."
Thank you, Anne. Okay, just a couple things before I finish the last few slides. To reminder, we're going to do the group picture. You see the photographer getting ready here. And the nonprofit nominators, presenters, we're going to do the check or the check pictures on the other side of this wall. And if you haven't turned in a check that you have, please turn that in and turn in your name tags. And if you haven't signed the banner, please, we invite you to sign our banner. And our next meeting, our next meeting is October 26th. Hope you can join us either in person or virtually. And our quote for tonight is from Reese Witherspoon, and it is, "I encourage women to step up. Don't wait for somebody to ask you." Good advice, Reese. So thank you all for coming.